Hello everyone, and welcome back to Candy Cyclisme. The Tour de France is not only a battle of physical strength but also an intense chess match of tactics between teams. A single strategic decision can elevate a rider to glory or cause an entire season's efforts to disappear in an instant. After stage 20, Decathlon CMA CGM has become the center of attention as its bold strategy failed to deliver the expected results. So, what exactly happened? Was this a courageous gamble that simply ran out of luck, or was it a tactical mistake that ended Seixas' hopes of reaching the overall podium? Let's dive into the full story together here on Candy Cyclisme. After watching every moment of stage 20, Candy believes this is a perfect example of how a strategy that looks excellent on paper doesn't always work out in reality. In my opinion, that's also what makes the Tour de France so fascinating. Even the best prepared plan doesn't always guarantee victory. Sometimes, one small change during the race is enough to completely overturn the original strategy. That's exactly why Decathlon CMA CGM's approach has become one of the biggest talking points among cycling fans after Seixas' chances of reaching the podium were all but gone. The first thing to understand is that Decathlon CMA CGM wasn't aiming small. With around 20 kilometers remaining, the team wanted to put maximum pressure on Isaac Del Toro. They sent Nicolas Prudhomme to set a hard pace in the yellow jersey group, hoping to wear down the young Mexican rider. Had the plan worked, Seixas would have had a chance to close the gap in the general classification, fight for third place overall, and keep his hopes alive of reclaiming the white jersey as the best young rider. From Candy's perspective, this was an aggressive and ambitious strategy. I completely agree that a team should be willing to attack when there is still an opportunity to make a difference because, in races as prestigious as the Tour de France, riding defensively can sometimes mean accepting defeat. However, what I want to emphasize is that a great strategy isn't defined only by its original idea, it also depends on the ability to adapt. In my view, flexibility is what separates a good team from a championship-winning one. Reality, however, unfolded very differently from what Decathlon CMA CGM had hoped for. As the race entered its decisive kilometers, it was Seixas who began to show signs of fatigue. He couldn't respond to the crucial acceleration, while Nicolas Prudhomme continued carrying out the role he had been assigned. As a result, the French team kept spending valuable energy without bringing any real benefit to its original objective. Personally, I believe this was the moment when the team management should have considered adjusting the plan instead of sticking rigidly to the pre-race strategy. According to Candy, both sides of the debate have valid arguments. Had the strategy succeeded, Decathlon CMA CGM would probably have been praised for its courage and ambition. But at the highest level of sport, results ultimately shape how every tactical decision is judged. Once the plan failed, its weaknesses became impossible to ignore. Personally, I don't think the biggest disappointment was that the team chose to take a risk because the willingness to attack deserves respect. What disappoints me more is that they seemed unwilling to adapt once the race situation had clearly changed. In my opinion, a little more flexibility at the decisive moment might have produced a very different outcome. Meanwhile, Isaac Del Toro deserves enormous credit for his performance. He stayed calm, refused to be drawn into his rival's rhythm, and chose exactly the right moment to counterattack. That perfectly illustrates the difference between a rider who knows how to manage his energy and a team trying to control the race through collective tactics. Personally, Candy has a great deal of respect for the way Isaac Del Toro raced because he proved that composure can sometimes be just as valuable as raw physical strength. At the finish of stage 20, Richard Carapaz claimed the stage victory, while Seixas crossed the line in 10th place, finishing 2 minutes and 55 seconds behind the winner. Although he remained 4th overall, the young French rider officially saw his hopes of standing on the final podium disappear before the race reaches the Champs-Élysées. I genuinely feel sorry for Seixas because he has delivered a very impressive Tour de France. At the same time, I believe this experience will become an invaluable lesson that helps him grow stronger in the seasons ahead. In conclusion, Candy believes the story of Decathlon CMA CGM clearly demonstrates that strategy in the Tour de France only works when it is combined with adaptability. Even the most carefully prepared plan can fail if it isn't adjusted to match the reality of the race. Meanwhile, Isaac Del Toro capitalized on his rival's mistakes to strengthen his own position. In my opinion, that's the biggest lesson from this stage. Victory doesn't come only from stronger legs, it also comes from a cool head, the ability to read the race, and the flexibility to make the right decisions at the right time. That's exactly why the Tour de France continues to produce some of the most exciting and unpredictable stories in professional cycling. Stage may 20th be over, but the debate surrounding Decathlon CMA CGM's tactics is far from finished. According to Candy, the line between tactical brilliance and tactical failure in elite sport is often determined only by the final result. Despite all the criticism, I still admire the team's willingness to attack and accept risks, because if every team raced conservatively, the Tour de France would lose much of the excitement that makes it so special. Now I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think Decathlon CMA CGM was simply too aggressive, or were they just a little unlucky? Share your opinion in the comments below. Candy would genuinely love to hear different perspectives, because respectful discussions like these help all of us better appreciate the tactical beauty of professional cycling. If you enjoy in-depth cycling analysis and Tour de France coverage, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Candy Cyclisme, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest content. Thank you all so much for watching. Wishing you good health, endless passion for cycling, and I'll see you again in the next video here on Candy Cyclisme.